So Old School Rally has finally released into 1.0, and in today's video I'm going to be talking about all of the things that got added in the 1.0 release, as well as my additional thoughts on the game, kind of like a little mini review. And then finally, towards the end of the video, I'm going to talk about some controversy that this game was in, which is actually the reason how I was able to find the game and actually play it. So without further ado, if you guys enjoyed today's video, be sure to smash that like button, hit that subscribe button for more content. Let's get into it. So according to the official announcement over here on Steam, Old School Rally has released on Steam, PlayStation 5, PlayStation 4, and Nintendo Switch, so we can now play this game on consoles if you really wanted to. I will say though, the game is only $10 on Steam, and right now it's only $8 because of a 20% off sale, which I would highly recommend jumping on this if you wanted to play this game. I would even recommend the game for $10. This is what I paid. I paid full price for the game, and I think it was well worth it. However, on consoles, at least on PlayStation, I'm pretty sure it's the same price on the Switch as well. It's actually $20, so it's about double the price. There's also a physical release exclusive to Europe, with a US or at least a North America physical release coming later, but I've seen online that thing costs like $35, so I don't think I would pay $35 for this game, but it's there if you wanted to, I don't know, collect a copy of the game. So as you can see, full version content overview, 32 cars, special stages across 10 countries, which most of the locations have 2 to like 4 special stages. So 24 total racing tracks, 50 plus unlockable items, 30 plus original soundtrack tracks, which I can verify that the soundtrack does in fact slap, so highly recommend checking out the soundtrack as well. They've also added weather system, day and night cycle, which I'm pretty sure that was already in the game, a ghost car, online global leaderboards, and basic steering wheel support. So if you want to play the game on a wheel, you could. I don't think I would recommend that. And as you can see, this is the physical release, so pretty much comes with the game, and then it comes with like these cards, and that's pretty much it for $35. But it is a physical item. It does cost money to produce these, so sure. So some of you are wondering, okay, well, why should I play this game? Well, if you're a fan of old retro rally racers, such as the original Colin McRae rally games or like the old Sega rally games, I would highly recommend this game. It does a good job at emulating that retro experience, and you can even make the game look like a PS1 game. There are some visual filters that you can put on the game to make it look more retro. It looks like you're literally playing on a PS1 on a CRT TV. So I think that's pretty cool if you like that retro aspect. I prefer to have all the filters off, and I actually do like the retro look of the game. I think it looks very well, and performance is also very good in this game. I think a potato could run this game, okay? Runs perfectly on the Steam Deck. I will say, I think the game's engine is actually capped at 60, because comparing the frame rates between like 165 and 60 doesn't really feel like there's a difference to me. So you don't have to run it above 60 FPS if you didn't want to, but the game is more than smooth enough, and it can run probably on pretty much any piece of modern hardware. I'm surprised that this game hasn't released for mobile yet, because I think this would be a great mobile game, and I think it would run really good on a lot of older or at least less powerful Android and maybe some older iPhones as well. Also, I do want to say this is an arcade rally racer. This is not a sim case, this is not a sim rally racer. This is purely an arcade rally racing game, which means the driving physics are not the most realistic, but at the same time, I feel like they do a good job of emulating that retro handling feel, right? At least on the dirt, the car does slide around quite a bit, and you can really maneuver the car pretty quickly, kind of just whip the car around. Sliding too much though will kill your speed, and I think one thing is that the brakes are way too powerful. So you have to be very gentle with the brakes. You can even turn down the braking and steering sensitivity in the settings, but even with the steering, or not the steering, but the braking all the way down, it still feels pretty strong to me. So you have to be very sparing with the brakes. In fact, you don't really need the brakes some of the time. You can just kind of whip cars around the corners, right? On tarmac, I feel like the car has a lot of grip. I don't know if it's entirely too much grip, but I don't know. The tarmac feeling to me is kind of It's all right, I guess, but it feels like the car is almost glued to the ground, right? Doesn't really want to maneuver as well. And then on the dirt, it's just like perfect slidey, you know? So the tarmac's a little iffy for me, but To be honest, definitely not the worst handling I've felt in a rally racing game, and I would say it's probably better than your average like KT Racing WRC game. I honestly like despise the handling in those games, at least in the newer WRCs, because it just sucks. It feels like you're driving a slot car. This game doesn't really feel like that. All right, let's talk about content. The game has a decent amount of content, and it took me around 5 hours to do most of the achievements in the game, which there's not achievements for every single rally in the game, but there are quite a bit of achievements that you can earn in the game. There is even an Easter egg achievement, which I won't spoil for you guys, but basically I'm pretty sure it's to pay homage to the Easter egg in the original Colin McRae rally, where you would get like beamed up by aliens, or you get abducted by aliens. So pretty cool. There is an achievement tied to that. So if you guys do end up playing this game, I encourage you guys to go and try and find it. So my overall thoughts on this game, I think this game is in a really good place right now. I really hope they do add more content to this game though, and I hope they add like things like more cars, more tracks, you know, stuff like that. Maybe more like events that we could do, like limited time events would be cool. The only like limited time event thing that we have in the game right now is like the daily challenge, which you just do like one stage and you get some money, and that's pretty much it. So I think some more variety could be would be well appreciated, right? I'd say overall the game is in a good spot. I would highly recommend it for $10 if you're looking for this type of game. If you're the kind of person that doesn't really play rally games, or if you're more used to like sim racing rally, I don't think this game is for you. But if you like a good arcade racer, especially a good arcade rally racer, this game should be right up your alley. Now finally, I want to talk about some controversy with this game, which is actually how I was able to find this game and discover this game for the first time. Alright, so this is as of July 23rd, 2025. Pretty much what happened was Old School Rally was actually delisted from the Steam store due to a DMCA takedown request, which is, you know, obviously like, whoa, you know, the game doesn't use licensed cars, so what happened? Well, apparently the game used some car models from Sketchfab that apparently weren't licensed correctly, which if you don't know what Sketchfab is, pretty much it's just a online marketplace for 3D models or like 3D assets for games, right? Despite their efforts to keep everything above board, someone claiming to hold ownership of the car models initially reached out about their appearance in Old School Rally late last week and pushed forward with a DMCA strike. Old School Rally began as a passion project led solely by our solo developer Sakis. I hope I'm saying that right. They legally sourced the certain car models under the Creative Commons Attribution license from Sketchfab, and they even reached out to the original uploader to verify the ownership and received explicit approval for their use in game. However, we received an unexpected claim from another individual alleging ownership of some of these car models. They even reached back to the original uploader, who maintains their position regarding their rights to these models. So pretty much the person who uploaded these models to Sketchfab says, these are my models, and then another person's like, no, these are my models, you can't use them. So they DMCA strike the game. To try and bring the game back to Steam as quick as possible, the devs actually removed all of the car models that were claimed by the DMCA strike, I guess you could say. So they removed all of those models, and in a later date, they replaced them with updated models. We'll be reintroducing all original car model designs that still show resemblances. So pretty much they just had to go and remake the models for themselves. That way they would be the sole owners, right? No one can DMCA a model that you've made, right? You know, at least righteously, I guess. So I saw this post on Delisted Games. I'm like, oh, I've never even heard of this game. What? Like, screw it. I'm gonna just buy it just in case it does get taken down again if more stuff happens with it. Which, nothing else happened with the game, thankfully. But it kind of sucked that this happened, but ultimately it led me to discover this game. And I'm kind of glad because I have enjoyed this game a little bit. I haven't played too much of the game. I only have about 6 hours in the game, right? I only have 6.1 hours in the game, but I was waiting for the 1.0 release. So now I'm going to be going back to the game, finishing the game up, doing all the rallies, getting the last of the achievements, which there are some pretty grindy ones in here. I think the longest one is this one right here, which is travel a total of 1,000 kilometers. So that'll probably take a while. But yeah, let me know what you guys think about this game. Will you guys be checking out this game? And maybe should I make more content in this game? Let me know in the future, guys. Other than that though, I want to give a quick shout out to my channel members, the good guy Chris and Gandalf. Thank you for being channel members. If you guys want to support me and get access to exclusive perks and exclusive members only videos, be sure to click the link in the description or check my channel homepage and click on the membership tab and you can check out the channel membership from there. Other than that though, I'm gonna go ahead and go. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.